So if I retaliate by maybe breaking a leg, maybe somehow managing to kill one of these officers that just tortured me, crushed my temple, broke my rib, broke my leg, shot me, or give me 3 slip discs in my neck, a couple torn ligaments in my back, kept me from medical care, swapped these x-rays to pretend I'm lying, kept me from going to the doctor, constantly said I was lying, didn't let nurses give me medication, beat me, strapped me to beds, beat me repeatedly, caused my hands to turn black and blue and bleed and be numb for months at a time, weeks and weeks, and now no function at all pretty much, caused me to be listed unemployable, caused me pain beyond the average man goes through with all his life pain, drowned me, strangled me. Well, I could. I'd probably feel good for that moment. But I killed this piece of crap, this sadistic child molesting rapist individual. Chances are real good. They do get treated better than the average man. The average Middle Eastern gets treated worse than a child molester in prison. That is 100% fact. I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. Child molesters were getting porter jobs. Child molesters were getting coffee brought in, tobacco brought in, you name it. Child molesters are liked by SEALs. Don't be contrary to what you see. Whether they got to put up a functional appearance and kill one every once in a while or hurt one just to pretend they don't like them. Don't believe it. And you know what? If they molest a child, they rape a child, they will be protected and represented by your personal Attorney General and your Governor Brown's office and your taxpaying dollars. Only in America. That part still puts me in denial, but hey, I'm not lying to myself. I'm gonna say how it is. It's only in America. No executioner will turn around and represent and lie, break the law under oath to represent somebody they know is a criminal. There's plenty of evidence against. But America does. In fact, I will show you stacks and stacks of papers, which is a whole nother fight keeping the papers alive. One second. Once again, only in America, excuse me for that. Now, so, putting my manliness, my manhood aside, realizing they're trying to strike me out, they're trying to keep me in prison. Why not? They keep me in prison, they'll keep my word, they'll keep me from doing this, in fact. They'll keep my papers from going to the courts. They'll keep me looking like a liar, because all they have to say is, hey, this guy's delusional, give him some drugs, drug him up, incapacitate him, force him to constantly sleep 24 hours a day. Every time I got big, it was kind of, I got muscular, and they hated it. I mean, they ended up framing me, putting me in a hole, and literally drugging me up with tranquilizers, so I'd shrivel up in less than a few months from 220, dude down to 180. And you're saying I'm getting healthy? Give a man 1,000-calorie diet. And what's funny is you're paying $150, ladies and gentlemen, a day to do that to a man like me. Hard-working individual. That went to college, just has a high school diploma. You did that to me. Not no Jewish man, not no black man, no real criminal, in fact. Not no boy, not somebody that's killed 15 million, responsible for 15 million little boys, girls. Not somebody that defrauded America for his own personal gain, his own and his family's personal gain. Not someone that stole from the savings and loans of the poor in the 1980s, and yet got elected into a governorship in Florida and became president to steal more money and make it easier for them stealing from the savings and loan of people. And somebody that put a country in depression and costed thousands of civilian lives, costed 2 buildings to blow up, and Pennington to hurt. What's the true reality behind that? I'll let you know why all that happened, by the way. See, like I said, even a retard, take away his TV, his radio, confine him from frequencies and subliminal frequencies, low channels. He will even put that equation together. Were they really terrorists? You'll be amazed at the equation. I'll help you solve it in a bit, if I haven't already. Well, so I do the common, somewhat not stupid thing, but yet stupid. I exhaust my 602s. I try. And in return, I get retaliated. I get my cells shook, my paper stolen, occasional beating, denied yard, denied showers for months. But I exhausted those 602 units. In 4 years, it was almost up on a cop that tried to crush my temple. Almost killed me. I'm lucky to be alive. I suffered the worst pain I ever felt in my life. Get dizzy thinking back, PTSD every once in a while. I filed a lawsuit. Well, Lord behold, let's say, law provides, no prisoner, a prisoner's hardship, pro se prisoner litigant's hardship shall be taken into account at all times. He shall be treated with more lenience to statutes. He shall also be taken liberally to his arguments and treated and taken to the most argument most favorable of him. Well, Lord behold, the magistrate Gary Austin found that hard to believe. He refused to have that. Lawrence O'Neill, he had found it. He would not have that. Levy, Trott, they would not have that. Let's see, I could go on. Brennan, he would not have that. I could go on and on. Names, giving the names of magistrates that just would not have equality and give a man rights. That is providing ample evidence and merits. Instead, these individuals, when an officer that he happens to be suing that waterboarded him, that he does not know at the time, has become a lieutenant at this new facility on the same yard, his summons and complaints just happened not to go out when he sent them. They just never reached the courts. Well, Gary Austin, he dismisses the case. And in fact, when those do not reach the court, he is stripped naked. This man is stripped naked, put in his tank. First, after refusing to go to Mohu, as they call it, on suicide watch because he wasn't suicidal. He never said he was suicidal. And they come back and say, fine, you're looking aggravated. They strip me naked, put me in a tank for months, take away all my property so it cannot meet these deadlines, which I shouldn't have had to meet when mending a case, which I have ample proof of all these documents and letters, even ample proof outside of course, writing Obama I did, I wrote the feds, you name it, I did it. I provide evidence, just so the world will know, I'm going to sacrifice my life. It's going to be, I'm not like America or Americans. I'm going to prove my allegations. I will prove that they're guilty, instead it's supposed to be the other way around. Anyhow, I'm stripped naked, put there, I'm denied mail, I'm denied everything. I'm beaten, literally beating repeatedly because I refused to take a medication that almost killed me the night before because I'm allergic to. Literally rush in, bam, slam, bang my head against the ground, stomp on a barefoot leg with a 230-pound tall man stomping with boots as hard as he can on a leg that's barefoot. I walk now here listening to clicks. Every step I take. Bang his head, tear his ligaments, all because he did not want to die. He did not want to commit suicide. He did not want to take a medication that almost killed him the night before. And he begged on camera, even though they kept pausing the camera and turning out, I'm allergic, that's the only reason why I'm not taking this medication. Only reason. And there's really no reason. I had no psychological problem. I filed grievance and complaint against him. Well, Gary Austin, he dismissed the case. I object. I provide ample evidence. Hey, look, I sent it on this day. Here's proof of this. I'd love to send my mail certified, but they don't allow us at this prison. And I don't have money. I'm a pro se litigant. But here's evidence. Here's a signature. Here, I signed. You can look at the date. He said, no, it arrived 2 months late. It's dismissed. One of them arrived 2 months late. One that never arrived. Dismissed this whole case. A man can try to kill me. And now I can't even sue him. GA refuses to help me press charges as I write them and beg them, which I have copies of letters once again. I have copies of most of the grievances that weren't stolen. A lot of evidence was stolen, but I still came home somehow, everybody in shock, and helped me fight for it with 12 boxes of good stuff. In fact, I kept a log. For 10 years, I wrote down a journal every day, what was going on to me, how. But I kept a mail log, every letter I sent to my family, what I sent, how. And whether it got there, so I'd know. And I have plenty of proof of evidence that my mail did not get there. I sent a letter of declaration. I told Gary Austin, I told Lawrence O'Neill, told these magistrates, hey, I will take a polygraph test to this. I will take a truth serum test. First of all, they're framing me, keeping me in the hole against my will. They're pretending this, pretending that, in which I will take a truth serum. I insist I'll take a polygraph. Please help me. These guys are trying to kill me. And I sent this. No, dismissed. To this day, they will not let me back in the courts. They dismissed the Waterboard case. They dismissed the case where they beat me and crushed my temple. Dismissed the case for about medical treatment where my finger's still crooked. Denied even Tylenol for my injury with abundance of evidence. They have dismissed cases of me almost dying from this boil because they refused to treat me and being choked and almost strangled to death and waterboarded and shot. I got a bullet in my... They didn't dismiss that, but I missed that deadline. They dismissed many cases very legally. And then at the end, they gave me a strike, ladies and gentlemen. And when a pro se litigant that's proceeding in form of Paris files a lawsuit, if it's frivolous, malicious, or meritorious, or does not state a claim, it is dismissed, and you get a strike. If you file 3 of those that are non-life-threatening or futile to your life, you are thrown out of the courts. You can never file again. Well, my cases were dismissed because my property was taken away in retaliation. I was stripped naked for months, not even getting mail. Didn't even know the courts had been trying to correspond with me, and I could not meet the deadline. 2 of my cases were dismissed as so. They, to this day, will not let me back in the courts. In fact, your Attorney General argues it every time. And even when I provide ample proof why, and the Attorney General should know, a prisoner cannot be held to such strict standards as a normal attorney, let alone cannot be held responsible for retaliation where his property is taken or any mail that does not get to the courts, as long as he followed the procedures, getting a sign sealed in front of him, and keeping a log of every mail that goes out, and signing a declaration showing that he did send this out. And in my case, I even filed a declaration saying I will take a polygraph test examination, and I will also, to top it off, I will take a truth serum on top of the polygraph, which I still will. I insist. Once again, polygraph test costs $400 for 4 course. You can only take one a day or one every so many days, as far as I've been calling around. And a truth serum test, to get the truth serum dosage and to be proper administrated, takes a court order, which I asked the courts and they refused. In fact, even when I'd asked to get transferred, hey, these guys are trying to kill me, please transfer me to another prison. There's 5 different officers out of a lawsuit against. They're all coming together on one, and they're risking their lives, but they will probably die if I take them to court and I win. They will be fired and they'll be put in prison. That's a dead man for a prison cop or officer to be in prison, or an agent. So please transfer me. They're all coming to the same yard and transfer from other prisons. They torture me just to kill me. Now those associate wardens, even one of them. Nope, deny. Not one thing has been granted. I was trying to save my life. They liked it. They liked every bit. Why? Is Gary Austin really a racist? Maybe perhaps a KKK, a cowardly? Maybe just because he's Jewish. I told Neil, those are Jewish people, you know. A lot of those Irish or those Eagles are Jewish. And why do Jews hate me? It's not I hate them. They'd love to say I'm a Nazi, though. Well, let's not bring race wars. This is America. Man, it's so suicidal. You guys might want to throw me a psychological treatment center if I start talking like that. That's suicide in America. Long story short, you know, this is already going into 190 minutes. My case has been dismissed. I've been trying to get lawyers. Your letters half the time never get there. I wrote the news agencies, and that's why I'm fed up. They do not want to make me a deal. They don't even, you know, even Jesus Christ, I tell him, I insist, he'd need, in this country, he'd need money to survive. Jesus Christ was reincarnated. Right now, if there's Jesus Christ or any prophet of any sort, or God himself, he would need money in this country to survive. So I tell him, you know, I wrote the news agencies, got one answer back, don't even know if the other ones even made it there. Wrote Oprah, respectfully. Got one answer saying my story, we have many, they don't think I have enough to make a 1-hour show. Another 40-hour message up to me, respectfully. And wrote me back, and God knows if that letter was true. So I survived that. I took on a couple more beatings while through my time fighting. I hired an attorney, paid so much money that I didn't even have, I didn't pay. My family allegedly paid, but according to him, he says they only gave me a fraction of what they've been telling me they paid him. Now, I don't know to believe that or not, but he has been in trouble with tax evasion before, I find out. A guy named Christopher Gannon out of San Francisco. Real piece of crap. This man, a man with so many cases against him, I've talked to jailhouse lawyers after they got over their shock that I was in prison. They'd help me out, they'd lead me to the right courts and what have you. Well, long story short, this judge, I told him, hey, you bring up this ground that, hey, if I had done the crime myself or I had stitches removed from my mind, from my skull, less than 8 stitches removed, less than 10 days prior, therefore I shouldn't have been found guilty of felony. No, he refused. He doesn't even want proof that I was in the hospital. He didn't want proof that I was drugged up. He didn't want proof that my lawyer refused to look up a diminished capacity defense. He refused to bring up the fact that my appeal attorney, she literally plagiarized and put me at a scene of crime I wasn't and made up things that were not in the transcript, literally falsified the record. He refused to bring an incompetent counsel defense, incompetent time of crime, and incompetent time of trial, as I literally was on medications from a car injury and literally suffered amnesia as well, but then I was highly drugged up during the court and literally didn't know the difference between court clerk and court reporter. And on record, it's kind of missing now, but I clearly tell him, you know, ask him what's the difference here, court clerk, court reporter. I really didn't know. I seen one lady just looking at a computer looking stupid. I knew the reporter was typing, but I meant, well, what's this court clerk doing? I knew not much. I mean, I knew I was innocent, that's it. Why shouldn't I believe a lawyer saying, you got this case beat, you're going home, don't worry about anything, just sit there and be quiet, get a cigar and a bottle of champagne ready, you're going home. Forget about the piece of crap, the one piece of crap that admits he doesn't know who did what to him. I said I did. There was a war in effect about to break out less than 6 months later after August 15th. I go in the courtroom, DA's witness gets on stand, surprised witness by the fact, said, I do not see this individual in the courtroom or in a picture lineup. He looked like, pointing, he looks like this juror. The juror has a full thick set of hair, a nice goatee, beautiful hair I wish I had. Definitely didn't look like me. He gives an account of the story of the event happening in a whole opposite
Whole different scenario. He says the guy sticks his hand out the window. Somebody yells, got the gun, fires one round. And as the target is diving for cover, he is struck in the face, but he does not believe he is shot in the face. He says, quit lying, get up, and what have you not, you have not been shot. The victim, as you remember, says, no, he aims over the roof of the vehicle, shoots in the opposite direction, makes the bullet 545 yards, ricochet, and come back and hit him, strike him in the face as he's diving for cover with one single round. Detective says anywhere from a .22 caliber 357 Magnum. Wow. Not the greatest marksman known to the world that's ever been alive today. Someone that trains for a month at this shop will ever pull it off. In fact, I will, like I said earlier, I will supply $1 million to anybody that can do this. In fact, the target will not be jumping for cover, though. And it has to strike it in the face. At the end, detective had clearly said at the last day of trial, you know what, the path of the bullet does not line up, there is inconsistency, you are right. Basically saying I couldn't have shot it. I mean, not according to what the victim said, or the line of path, or what the witness said. They both gave a description, didn't match me. They both pointed a juror to describe what the man looked like. Could have been that juror. In fact, that juror later found out was a weed grower. He grew marijuana on a Treat Boulevard in Modesto, California. One of the other jurors happened to be a meth cook. A friend told me, a methamphetamine cook. He cooked methamphetamine in Modesto in the county. A white man. Made lots of money off it, I hear too. Millions. And they still found me guilty with all evidence in my favor. My lawyer throughout the whole jury time, like I said, sit there, be quiet, you got this case beat, they got nothing on you. Sure, how could they? This man did not do this crime. Little did I know my lawyer was the one who's trying to keep me running because he's trying to frame me. Of course, we all know he has a coke habit. I didn't know at the time, but later on, after, of course, I'm convicted, he has a big hole burnt through his nose. What did he think would happen? You're framing a man. You're doing coke. You're pretending you're not a tattletale rat. And then you put an innocent man in prison. You are more than that. You deserve to be burnt. Of course, some believe it's just hot. Nah, same hole burnt in your nose is in your mind. Don't ever pretend to be smart again. Anyhow, long story short, they described this man. I clearly told my lawyer, hey, do you want a picture of me at the time, around that time, that will prove that I didn't have a goatee? I had to shave it off due to blood being stuck in it from the injuries. I had 2 patches of hair missing from my cranium due to stitches being removed less than 10 days prior. As we all know, and any lawyer will tell you, no man shall be found guilty of a felony if he is incompetent at time of crime or is suffering head trauma leading up to a crime. And once again, less than 10 days prior, I had multiple stitches removed from my head, a total of 8. 2 different locations. I suffered amnesia. So my lawyer was supposed to dismiss all charges to a lesser charge of, if found, lesser charge of a misdemeanor, which I'd have to be guilty of. He never once said that. In fact, he struck down a 5-year deal with the DA, not even telling me. Let me know afterwards, as I said earlier. I still wouldn't have took the deal because they had nothing, they couldn't have nothing. I didn't do it. Description can't match me because I didn't do it. And they were so stupid in this frame job, they didn't even just think about saying a rightful description. Perhaps because the alleged victim was striking deals, even $5 marijuana sellers on the corner were getting busted and rounded up due to a war about to break up. If you're a Middle Eastern, you're getting rounded up no matter what. Like I said earlier, they had nothing against you, they would frame you. That's what they had to resort to me. And he was trying to strike deals to get out of prison. He didn't expect me to be in prison. He never even showed up. The supposed victim never even showed up to sentencing. Not his family did. He was not expecting me in prison. The witness, God knows, was not expecting me in prison. And you figure a marijuana grower, a methamphetamine cook, and a girl that possibly knew me from high school who I had refused to go out with and kind of give her a cold shoulder due to the fact that I was liking another woman, all said guilty. Ain't that something? No gun, no bullet, description does not match me, DA's own witness says it's not me, I say it's not me, two people saying it's not me against one, and the detective saying in fact the line of path of the bullet does not match. They still find you guilty. Ain't that something? Well, they have refused to give me a list of the names of the jurors, but I'm sure if we randomly go through them, we will notice that they were mostly Jewish. There was not one black man in their jury. One Hindu guy, not one Mexican. Not my pick. My lawyer happened to be Jewish, Scottish McAllister. No figure. They are the ones behind the genocide in Iraq. In fact, I heard them claiming we're even now. Every time Iraqi civilians were killed, Jewish soldiers saying we're even. We're even vets. Killed 15 million civilians since 1990. They've been kidnapping my people, torturing them, tossing us in ditches, and blaming it on gangsters or other people since the early 1990s, falsely imprisoning us, illegally finding us guilty of crimes. While at the same time, once you know, legal sanctions on Iraq, denying them wheat to eat, denying them chlorine to chlorify the water, denying them penicillin for common cold, watching them die, and millions from malaria from the common flu. Sure, the first people on Earth are kind of strong with their insides. They have many cures that are natural. They're stronger immune systems, yes, but they still die by the millions. Then you go kill another 12 million with guns, bombs, grenades that are sick and dying, and let alone civilians. Even a soldier, you want to say you're brave? You are brave. You got the most cowardly of military organizations ever known to man. Nothing to say you are a hero. Nothing to say you are a man. Nothing to say you are brave. But just to say you're a sick germ that just wants to kill civilians because which they did not, happen to kill Israelis 80 years prior. You are still searching for accomplices, as you call them, Jewish people that turned in their own Jewish people to the Holocaust, where 1 million Jewish people died, and 5 million pretended they were dead so they could sneak over to America, and instead had American soldiers kill the gypsies to cover up that they're over here. And that is not 100% confirmed, and it was probably one of the greatest secrets kept by the U.S. government. You'll find an old soldier, you might be able to get at them. Anyhow,